Hi everyone, welcome to another informative and educative section of Elios videos. So I'm here again to talk about one essential requirement, which is a Canadian, how to write a Canadian resume, which is a paramount requirement for permanent resident work permit to Canada. So I would love if you go stay tuned and watch the video to the end. Today's video sections, we are going to cover the not so obvious tips for getting your foot in the door to your Canadian dream job. The resume is only one step to finding a job in Canada, and it is not even the first. Before you sit down to type up your professional background, do some research on Canadian job market and identify the companies that you would like to apply for. The Canadian government website offers some tools that can help you in your job search. For this video, we are going to focus on optimizing your resume for Canadian employers. Keep in mind, employers will have their own preference and there are different best practices for every industry. We hope to give you a general idea of what you can include on a Canadian resume and what is best left out. So in this video section, I'm going to talk about the don'ts and do's of Canadian resume writing. So let me start with the don'ts of Canadian resume writing. Number one thing is don't include a photo. Unlike some other countries in Canada, it's not necessary to include a photo with your CV. Unless you are an actor or a model, in general, the only information you need on your CV is what is relevant to the job posting. The second one is don't overshare. You do not need to include most personal information on your CV. At this point, the only personal information the employer needs is your name and how to contact you. You do not need to know your age, what country you are from, your race, your religion, your marital status, or anything about your family. In fact, if asked this question in an interview, it might be illegal under Canadian human rights law. Also, your CV is not the place to disclose your social insurance number, SIN. Employers do not need that until you are already hired for the job. Your SIN card is a sensitive document and you should only share it when it is legally required. Again, all you need to include in your CV is your relevant skills, experience, and basic contact information like name, phone number, and email. Mailing address is not always necessary, especially if you are searching for a job in a different city. But most job seekers find it as take up precious space on the page. The next one is don't write too much. In terms of length, one page is ideal, but having two is fine. You want the person reviewing your application to see only your best, most relevant, and recent experience. If you are just starting your career and you do not have a lot of experience, you can include items that may be less relevant to the posting. In general, just keep your resume short and sweet. You want it to be screamable. Recruiters should be able to get an idea of your experience without feeling like they have to read a novel. Don't include references. If your employer wants references, they will ask for them. A good practice is to ensure your reference know that you are naming them and giving out their contact information. Talking to your reference beforehand also help you determine if this person really is going to give you a glowing review or not. The next one is don't use an inappropriate email address. Recruiters do pay attention to these details and they might judge you based on whatever email address you thought was fun in high school. Using an email address that contains your name does not signal any red flags. So what then are the 5 do's of Canadian resume writing? The first one is do tailor your application to the job posting. It takes longer, but you will often get better results if you tailor each resume to the position you are looking for, rather than the spray and pray method where you send out a bunch of generic resume. Not sure what order you should present your experience, which skills to include, and which to leave out? Are you between what choices? The next one is look at the job posting. This is your first clue in exactly what the recruiter is looking for, and the language they want to see is in your application. The posting will list the job qualification and then the nice to haves. Include your necessary skills, fonts, and center on the first page of your resume. Then put your assets after that. The next one is quantify your achievements. Try to quantify your achievements with numbers if you can. For example, if you are a manager, mention how many people you are responsible for overseeing. If you work in sales, how many products do you sell? How much profit do you bring in every month? Listing your specific achievements in number that an employer can understand will highlight your skill better than a generic statement. Saying you have a good work ethics means nothing. Demonstrating that you grew traffic to your company website by 20% over 1 year, for example, show a recruiter that you know what you're doing. Do write in third person. Write in third person format, so no I, me, or my. Keep your sentence short and clear. For your work experience, include the name and location of your company and list a bill of your responsibilities. Include the years you work at the company, or if you work for less than a year, you can include the number of months. There is no need to explain gaps in employment on the resume. It will come up in the interview if the recruiter even asks. For your education, list the school, program, credentials, and dates depending on the position you are applying for. You can include your GPA as well, but it is usually not necessary. You can include your award year or in a separate award section. The next one is do include unpaid work experience. You can include things like your voluntary experience as long as it prepare you for the duties you will be performing at the job you are applying for. The next one is do include a cover letter. Even if they do not ask for it, even if they are going to skip it and end straight to your resume, it is always good to include a cover letter. A cover letter is meant to embellish the resume and show the recruiter why you are the best fit for their job opening. So also, we will be giving you a general idea on how to write a cover letter too. The first thing about cover letter is your cover letter should contain the company contact information as well as your contact information. So if you do know their name, use it, but note that there is usually no need to include a previous. These days, starting a letter with sir or madam is usually inappropriate unless you know for certain that the recruiter reading your letter reverse that. The first paragraph should introduce who you are and why you want this job. Be sure to name the position you are applying for. You will want to demonstrate why you are the best candidate for the position, referring to your previous relevant experience. You can go above and beyond by showing them how your involvement will solve their problem and make them a better company. Conclude by thanking them and letting them know that you will be following up. So to round up today's videos, I'll be giving you some bonus tips for Canadian job hunts. You are dealing with more barrier than the average Canadian born job searchers. However, there are immigrant support service and employment service that can help you in your journey. Immigration Refugees and Citizens Canada has a list of free services on their website, but these are by no means an exhaustive list of everything that is out there. You can also check your provincial or territorial website or search for an employment service in your city. As much as possible, try to ask people you know if they have any connection or know any job opening. LinkedIn estimated at least 85% of jobs are found through networking. If you are in Canada and you do not know a lot of people, try industry networking events in your area, which can be found online through event website. So at Helios Group International, we are one of the best consulting company if not the best consulting company. So we help our clients to see to their eligibility and what kind of job they are qualified for in Canada. So reach us today at Helios Group International to the number displaying on your screen. We'll be looking forward to meeting you. Thank you and God bless.